Hi YouTube, and welcome to your Sunday sermon with Big Mama Tarot. I hope all the saints are doing well on this beautiful Sunday morning. So, Sunday sermon, Leah, what are you talking about? Let's just jump right into it. So, I grew up in the church. I was in church every single Sunday as a child. So I'm sort of used to going to sit down and listen to the pastor get up. Now, the question is, was I really listening to the pastor? No, I was a kid and I could barely relate to anything that he was saying. So, what's the moral of the story here, Leah? Moral of the story is I had the idea to do a Sunday sermon and get a collective reading for all the saints that logged into my congregation today, to my virtual congregation. So I'm so excited for our first Sunday sermon here on Big Mama Tarot. And if I had to use for a subject for today, if you know, you know. If you've ever been to a black church, you know the sermon always starts with, the sermon always starts with a prayer. So let's go ahead and pray ourselves into this sermon. To the Most High, to the benevolent spirits and ancient ancestors, I first want to thank you for all of the saints that logged into this video today. I want to thank you for the beautiful growing congregation that we have here on Big Mama Tarot. And I pray that every single saint that logged into this video today gets a message from you, whether that is some clarity, whether that is some insight, whether that's just a good chuckle. I pray that everybody is able to leave this video better than when they came. Amen. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into this reading. So again, if I had to use for a topic, of course, it's the beginning of the year. New year, new me is our topic for the day. I know it's cliche. I know that we've heard new year, new me every year since like 2010, maybe. I don't even know. But I am really on some new year, new me type stuff this year because I'm feeling like a whole brand new chick, buzzing. Like, I am just on this, like, I'm ready to boss up, level up on everybody, do my thing, and stop worrying about what everybody else has going on and just focus on making myself happy and fulfilling my dreams and doing what I want to do. And that's definitely the vibe that I got from our cards for today. So I already pre-pulled our messages for today. I'm using the Hoodoo Tarot. I love this tarot deck, and I especially love the guidebook. So we're going to kind of use the guidebook as our scripture for today. I pulled 4 cards from this deck. We're also going to pull some other cards from some other decks that I have here. So let's just jump right in. So I'm going to tell you about the cards we have first. And then I'm going to go back to this book. We're going to read some descriptions because there are some really good descriptions that are in this book about the cards that I want to focus on. And then we're going to pull some clarifying cards and really get into this reading. So first up, we have Railroad Bill, which corresponds to the, I'm already messing up. Railroad Bill goes with the Chariot. So we have Railroad Bill / the Chariot. We have Black Herman, aka the Magician. I hope it's focusing. Can you see? Because the details on these cards are great too. We have Father Sims, aka Temperance. And we have the Mother of Coins, aka the Queen of Pentacles. So those are our cards for today. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So the first card we're going to talk about is Railroad Bill, aka the Chariot. So when I think of the Chariot, first I think of like traditional tarot where we have somebody on some sort of horse, like on we're going to use the Modern Witch Tarot, and in this deck they have the Chariot depicted on a motorcycle. But essentially when I think the Chariot, and in this one we have the railroad. So in the Chariot card, it's all about movement, it's all about motion, it's all about moving forward and quickly, because horses, you know, they move fast. Motorcycles move fast. Railroads, you know, trains, they move pretty fast. So that's my, general interpretation of the Chariot is just like forward motion. A lot of times when I get the Chariot in a love reading, I might think of it as like knight in shining armor type vibes, like somebody's whisking you away. So let me read what Railroad Bill has to say for us today. So, when Railroad Bill turns up, you're being encouraged to increase your efforts to ensure victory. It's a reminder of the characteristics that are required to win: confidence, determination, discipline, persistence, and assertiveness. Now is the time to adopt a take no prisoners attitude towards anybody or anything that attempts to get in your way. If you're not aggressive or ambitious by nature, then this card is warning you that you must toughen up or risk the loss of what you worked for. So, it's definitely giving New Year, New Me vibes. We cannot go into 2022 doing the same things that got us nowhere in 2021. And I will say that we got nowhere in 2021, but 2021 was just like, ew, boo, throwing tomatoes. Like, 2021 was just a piece of garbage. I will say that I had a lot of great things happen to me last year. Like, I had a lot of fun, a lot of good things happened, but overall, it was just a lot of, it was giving tower, it was giving death and rebirth, and it was just, So, the Chariot is telling us that we have to essentially change everything, adopt a whole new mindset, adopt a mindset of, I don't care about what anybody else has going on. I got me on my train, and we going on the midnight train to Georgia, period. Like, we're not worried about what everybody else has going on. We are worried about our train getting on our track, because the train only goes, well, I guess you can go both directions, but the train has one track. So you get on your train track and you go, and you don't worry about anything else, because the train ain't stopping for nobody unless you get to a train stop. I'm rambling. So let's read. So they have a couple of questions that go with the card as well, and I highlighted a couple that I wanted to focus on. So, only self-confidence and a strong will to survive will get you through this. Actually, there's 3 that I want to read together. So, that first one. Second one, know thyself to propel thyself. Better go within and focus on you, and don't focus on what everybody else has going on. It's called self-esteem for a reason. Stop waiting for others to cheer you on. You have to stop worrying about getting your friends to share your content, getting the people that you know to fuck with you. I'm not supposed to be cussing. The people that you know to deal with you. Because a lot of times, like, the messages that I have here, I know are not for the people that are in my circle, and that's okay. I bring my messages to YouTube for the saints that want to join my congregation. So, don't worry about everybody else. Worry about you. Build your self-confidence. Know yourself and what you want and what makes you happy. And that's really the key to what you really want. So, there's 2 more that I wanted to read. What competition? You're in your own lane, baby. You on your own train, and you going straight to what you want. No competition, because everybody talks about how pretty much every field is oversaturated, but it's just not saturated with you yet. It's not, you haven't added your flavor to the pot. You know what I'm saying? There's no competition. There's room for everybody to eat. You just got to bring a different dish to the potluck. You know what I'm saying? So, lastly, I'm allergic to humble pie, so you can have it. Don't bring no humble pie to the potluck. You better bring a big old fat juicy turkey so that everybody knows that you are confident in yourself. You know what you want, and you're not worried about what anybody else has to say. You got to worry about what you want. And that's something I definitely learned, like, throughout childhood, is that you can't be looking for the approval of your mama or your siblings or anybody else. You literally just have to worry about what you want and making yourself happy. So that's what I got from Railroad Bill. Then we're gonna move on to Black Herman, aka the Magician. So in the Magician, okay, let me talk about Magician traditionally. So in the Magician card, the Magician talks about how basically we are magical. We have the ability to create whatever life we live. It's giving big manifestation vibes. It's giving big, like, creating, your mind creates a reality. That's what I get from the Magician card. It gives, you are the master of your own universe. So that could be a good thing or that could be a bad thing. It just depends on your perspective, your point of view. So, if you focused on a whole bunch of good, you're going to get a whole bunch of good, because our mind creates our reality. But if you are dwelling in anxiety, dwelling in fear, dwelling in all of these negative emotions, that's what's going to manifest in your reality. So we are magical beings, and we have the power to choose the life that we live. So let me read on this Magician. or on Black Herman. It said, and I'm not going to read the whole passage. I marked out what I was going to read. So it says, competent magicians and hoodoo practitioners dazzle others with the results they attain, but the audience and clients rarely, if ever, are around to witness the amount of preparation that is necessary to accomplish a task. The power of creation exists within a focused, methodical mind that is aware of itself. So like I was saying, our minds create our reality. And the people that see all of the magic that we produce, a magician never reveals their secrets. So you never, ever know what's going on behind the scenes to create the magic and wonder that you see in somebody else's life. So get a plan. Think about what you want to do. Meditate on what you want to do, because your mind is what creates a reality. You can't just say one day, oh, I'm going to have $1 million and just think it's going to pop up because you're a magician. No, you got to put in the work to get that million. You know what I'm saying? So there's a couple of questions that I'm going to read from here. Well, some of them are questions, some of them are statements. So first, where there's a will, there's a way. You have to have the will, to put in the work to get what you want. And I'm preaching to myself. If I'm preaching to y'all, it's because I'm preaching to myself. A lot of times I fall off because I'm just like, I've tried. Excuse me, I'm burping, so that's saying something. So I'll be like, I tried, and I just quit when I tried, even though I didn't really try. I say this to my students all the time. They be like, Miss G, I'm trying. And I'm like, are you really trying? Like, our definitions of trying are very different. You think you're trying, but you're not trying as hard as you can, because you know you can work better. You know you can work harder. And like, I'm not a big fan of like the grind culture. I'm not a big fan of like working until 3, 4, 5 in the morning and getting 2 hours of sleep and like no, that is not me. I'm gonna be the last one to tell you just lose sleep over your business plan. But one thing I will tell you is that you have to be able to budget the time and figure out how you're going to incorporate your dreams into your I won't even say your regular life, how you bring your dreams into your reality. You got to make a plan. You got to plan for it. You can't just say, bloop, I'm gonna do it. You have to actually think it through and figure out what your plan is going to be. It took me so long to figure out what my YouTube plan was, but it's okay, because eventually, if there's a will, there's a way, and you will find the way. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You have to get a plan together, baby. I know it's hard and I know it's stressful, but you got to meditate on it, take your time, curate it. So, do you really believe it's possible that you can make it happen? And a lot of times we sabotage ourselves because we don't think our dreams are possible. You have to believe in your dreams and know that you're going to have exactly what it is that you want every step of the way. You cannot let that, well, even if your faith does waver, you got to bring yourself back to that knowing of, I'm a boss AB and I can do whatever I want to do. I'm going to put my best foot forward and try my hardest and make my dreams come true, period. Next one, which ones have I read already? Okay, it says, do your intentions, beliefs, and desires match the life you live? And I want to change this one a little bit, because it says, do your intentions, beliefs, and desires match the life you live? And I read that and I was like, yes, but then let's take it a step farther. Do your intentions, beliefs, and desires match the life you want to live? So if you want to be a millionaire, if you want to be a mogul, if you want to be whatever you want to be, is the life that you're living now matching up with what you want? Like, I could not start my YouTube journey because I was too, like, okay, so I don't even want to get too deep into that today. It took me a long time to get started on my YouTube journey just because I felt like I didn't have time. I felt like blah, 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 blah. So you literally have to make time and align yourself with your intentions. That's the point I'm trying to get to. If your intentions aren't already aligned with you, you have to align yourself with your intentions. Get on your railroad track from Railroad Bill, align yourself with what you want, and get on that track and go. If you are not already on that track, you got to get on it. You can't just think and all of a sudden it is. Like, you got to put in the work to get to where you want to be. Again, the magician never reveals their secrets, but you know the magician had to do something to get to the trick. The trick didn't just happen, you know? And they have a funny way of, you know, it's called, what, trick of the eye? I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. But moral of the story is, which one did I just read? Do your intentions, beliefs, and desires match the life that you want to live? So are you, I said it already, and I'm just rambling, so I'm going to get to the next point. Get on your railroad track and align yourself with your intentions so that you can get there. Next, the last one. What are you creating, manifesting, permitting right now? Do you really want that? So these two kind of go hand in hand. So what habits do you have right now? What actions are you taking right now? And what are you manifesting as a result of the actions that you're taking, the beliefs that you have about yourself and others and the world around you? What are you manifesting through your thoughts and through your beliefs? Do you think, I hate the world, everything sucks, and I will never have what I want? Because that's exactly what you're going to get. But if you believe, I'm the baddest in the world, I'm amazing, and I am a magnet for everything that I want and everything that I desire, then you're going to get exactly that. So you truly have to believe deep down within yourself that everything you desire is already yours, and you just have to align yourself with that intention. So that is the magician. We're going to move on to Temperance, aka Father Sims. You see him in his purple robe. So Father Sims comes up in a reading. No, wait, let me talk about Temperance a little bit. So Temperance, in my mind, I see Temperance and I see two cups going back and forth, pouring into each other. Pour in one cup, pour into the other cup. So when I think Temperance, I think that when you gotta take your time, you gotta move slow, you can't be rushing through things, you gotta trust the process. Because if you have two cups and you're trying to pour between these two cups, you can't go fast. You can't go because you're gonna be spilling water everywhere, and we don't want to spill all the water. We gotta keep it in between two cups, so we have to take our time and pour slowly from one cup into the other, one cup into the other. So Temperance, in my mind, sort of tells us, slow down, bro, break a little bit, baby, slow down, it's okay. You don't gotta rush, slow it down, slow it down. So when Father Sims comes up in a reading, it's asking you to review your position regarding your inquiry. If you've taken an extreme or one-sided position, now's the time to consider things from a more balanced perspective. There we go, balance. Calm down. Try to temper the waters. Anyway, things do not have to be black and white, so don't force it to be. If you have been asked to compromise or cooperate, but you feel resistant to the idea, this card is a good idea that you haven't. Apple is such a hater. Like, why they talk about you don't have enough storage? Like, girl, just cut me off in the middle of my video. Like, damn. And now I'm so wet, and I was working hard trying to update my iCloud storage, and I had to delete iMovie out of my phone so I had enough storage. Okay, calm down, girl, calm down. All right, let's get back into this reading. So I don't even remember where I left off at. Okay, I'm gonna just start the paragraph over. So, when Father Sims comes up in a reading, it's asking you to review your position regarding your inquiry. If you've taken an extreme one-sided position, now's the time to consider things from a more balanced perspective. Things do not have to be black and white, so don't force it to be. If you've been asked to compromise or cooperate, but you feel resistant to the idea, this card is a good sign that you haven't considered all the aspects of the situation. If you've been asked to give someone an answer, don't respond until you feel more centered. To do otherwise may cause deep regret and feelings to be feelings to be hurt unnecessarily. Try to be fair. So what I get from this Temperance card is that, like, you have to, okay, so let's go back. So review your position regarding an inquiry. If you've taken an extreme one-sided position, now is the time to consider things from a more balanced perspective. So I don't know if this is necessarily a situation with a person, and it could be, but I think that what you need to look look at from a more balanced perspective is just the way you view the world, the way you view everything. Because if you're still viewing the world from this very negative, pessimistic perspective, you're not going to get anything back that you really truly want. I found in my journey with spirituality that gratitude is the base. It is the most important thing that you can bring to the table in order to get your manifestations the fastest. If you show gratitude for what you do have instead of being upset about what you don't have and dwelling in this lack mindset, you're never going to get what you want out of life. If you see everything as I don't have, looking at what you lack, you have to look at what you do have and show gratefulness, gratitude for all the many, many blessings that the universe has bestowed upon you. Because even though it can be very hard, like damn near everybody in our society has depression. It is so hard to look, like I'm looking out my window at the gray skies, like it's hard to see the beauty in all of the sadness. But my pastor growing up used to say that the rain is liquid sunshine. So you literally have to look at everything, find the beauty in everything, because everything is beautiful in its own way. Even our pain, even our sorrow and our sadness is beautiful. Oh, my sister read this scripture at a funeral recently, and it was so beautiful. And I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was something along the lines of, when we are sorrowful, when we are like sad, when we feel upset, when we are mourning, our hearts rejoice, because something along the lines of growth. I can't remember the scripture. I can't remember exactly what it said, but in sorrow, we're able to grow so much. So even in the midst of a storm, we're still able to find joy in knowing that on the other side of this storm, we're going to have so much growth and so much just peace after we learn the lesson meant to be learned from the situation. So, moral of the story is, let go of these negative mindsets that don't serve you anymore. You got to learn to see things from another perspective. So even if things are bad, it doesn't have to be black and white, like good and bad. Sometimes things just are what they are. You can't try to label everything as good and bad, because that's just not fair. Not everything is meant to be bad. Not everything is meant to be good. Sometimes it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, a couple things to consider from this card. First of all, are you being fair? Are you being fair in saying this is bad, this is bad, this is bad? Are you being fair? Or are you, can you see it? Can you try to reframe it and see how even the most negative thing can benefit you? What will be gained by compromising? Is it worth more than the perceived loss? So I highlighted that one, but that one is a little bit different from the point that I tried to make from this. But what would be gained by changing your mindset? What would be gained by saying, okay, yes, it's raining on my wedding day, but how could I frame this to be a good thing? You know, like, is seeing, like, how can you change what you're going through in this moment to be a good thing? You know what I'm saying? So, how can you compromise? How can you make this negative, this perceived negative, into a positive? And then lastly, focus on healing and recovery. So when I say that, focus on how this negative situation, or how any situation really, can help you heal and help you become a little bit more whole and help you become a little bit closer to your higher self. So that's what I get from our good old Temperance Father Sims card. And we're going to close up our pre-shuffled cards with the Mother of Coins, which corresponds to the Queen of Pentacles. So the Mother of Coins, is lying in a comfy bed, surrounded by all of her beloved pets. She places jasmine and lavender on her headboard to calm and soothe herself. So, wait, can y'all actually see the card? So she can fall into a deeper sleep. The goal is to receive valuable messages and insights from her dreams so that she may help herself and others. So Mother of Coins, again, corresponds with the Queen of Pentacles. And what I get from the Queen of Pentacles is just like boss A-B vibes. Like the Queen of Pentacles just gives me like a woman in like a really nice fitted dress in her high Louboutins, like her little blazer on and her little briefcase, and she's going to work. And I'm gonna stop saying little. I know how people feel when people say little, and I just say it about everything, and I don't be meaning to belittle people's stuff, but like, yes, I'm gonna stop saying little about everything. Anyway, so I see a boss. I see somebody that is on top of their stuff, and not just that, but somebody that is very balanced and very centered. It's earth sign energy, so Cancer, no, girl, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And I think the earth signs are very popular for being very giving, even though sometimes, especially Capricorns, they can be a little tight-fisted with their coins. They can still be very helpful. They're very generous people. You know, the Queen of Pentacles, because as a Virgo, I want to be rich so that I can help everybody else with my money. Honestly, I would love to be able to just throw money at people and be like, because you know, money can really change somebody's life. So like that Virgo, that earth sign energy is giving like, you gonna get there. You know, you gonna be that boss. You gonna be able to rest and replenish yourself and help other people through being rested and through finding that peace. Okay, sorry, I know I'm all over the place right now, but one thing that the book said was that the goal is to receive valuable messages and insights from her dreams so that she may help herself and others. So I think the way I'm interpreting this is that, you know, you can you can achieve all of your goals. You can do whatever it is that you're trying to do, because I'm sorry, I'm getting a little jumbled and I'm okay, but I'm just like, ooh, let me stop for a second, take a sip of tea, because my brain is getting a little okay. Let's get into the meaning of the card. The Mother of Coins is all about investing time and energy to improve one's quality of life. So that's sort of the vibe that I'm getting from this card, is that like the Mother of Coins, she works hard so she can play hard. She works hard and she invests a lot of time in herself so that she can, you know, she stays on top of everything so that she has enough time to work really hard and make her coins, but she also has a lot of time to rest. She also has a lot of time to pour into herself. She has time to pour into other people. She is very balanced and very practical, and through being very balanced and practical and just staying grounded in herself, she's able to pour back into other people and be that light that other people often need in life. Like a lot of times people need, well, I won't say they need other people's light, but other people's light can be inspiring to others. So by resting and going within and taking care of yourself, you can be a benefit to others. So there we go. I'm sorry, it was just a little, like my brain was not allowing me to get the words that I wanted to say together. So we're also going to touch on the bottom of the deck energy, which is the 10 of Sticks, aka the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands gives overwhelmed, overworked, but we're leaving that energy in 2021. I'm not going to be overworked this year. I'm going to be moderately scheduled and well rested. So the image, an overburdened old woman climbs a hill to eat some kind of fruit. I can't pronounce this. It's not a plant that's easy to find, but it's known as a wonderful fatigue fighter and anti-aging medicine. So we're fighting fatigue. We're not going to be experiencing burnout this year. We're not letting ourselves get burned out. We're taking it easy. So positive, I'm not going to read the negative because I don't want us to dwell in these negative energies. Excuse me. I'm burping. So we're not dwelling in these negative energies. We're focusing on the positive. We're staying positive. So positive meaning, loads being lifted, knowing when to ask for help, learning to delegate responsibilities, and focusing more on self-care, taking a day off. So to me, the most important thing that we can do this year to manifest what we really truly want is to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves, making sure that we're rested so that we are grounded, so that we can focus on the things that we want. Because when we're not rested, when we're feeling overwhelmed and overburdened, it's hard to focus on the things that you want because you're so focused on all the shit that's going on around you and not focused on yourself, which is the most important thing. Like, you are the master of your own universe. You are the god of the universe within you. So if you're not taking care of yourself, the universe around you is going to be in shambles because you're not taking care of yourself properly. So how can you take care of what's going on outside of you if you're not taking care of what's going on inside of you? Okay, so I'm now shuffling my Moonology deck. We're going to get some oracle cards to bring the message on home. I might pull some tarot from my Modern Witch deck, but I'm not feeling any more tarot today. I spent so much time talking about these tarot cards. But I like to dive deep into the cards and see and like really meditate on the energies and like process. Think about what it's telling us. So, a new romantic cycle begins. What is this about? I might have to pull some tarot and get a little clarity on that. Now, I'm feeling like a new romantic cycle. I'm feeling the love in 2021, and I don't know if Spirit wants us to talk about that today. We have the Ten of Pentacles. So, the fact that the Ten of Pentacles came out, it kind of, to me, goes with the Mother of Coins because that's the Queen of Pentacles. But what I'm getting here is that a new romantic cycle begins with the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is about, like, you see the family on this card. You see that this is like a family. He done got everything that he really does. Well, they, the family. You can see it's like a family. The mom is there. They got their dogs. They got their baby. Like, this is the dreams coming true card to me. So the new romantic cycle, while it could be your partner, it could be, you know, the person you've been trying to manifest, it could also just be a new love affair with yourself. That's kind of what I'm feeling, is a romantic cycle with me. I'm feeling the love for Leah this year. I'm really feeling myself. I'm just feeling like focused on me and focused on making myself happy. That's the romantic cycle that I'm feeling. Romancing, whining and dining myself, girl, because the way I see it, if I'm modeling that behavior for myself, then I'm not going to be confused when a man is not doing it for me, because I'm already doing it for myself. I'm going to know, like, okay, if you can't do better than what I've been doing for myself, then it's time for you to hit the bricks. You know what I'm saying? So, romancing me, romancing yourself, and treating yourself like you are the prize, because you are, babes. That's what I'm getting from that card. So, a time for healing. I feel like for me, I don't know if I spent a lot of time healing in 2020. I feel like 2020, I was getting injured. I was taking hits. I was taking blows. Like, 2021 was the fight. 2021, I was fighting for my life, babes. But 2022, we're healing. And not, like, I feel like I've been healing for years, but I've been healing through my pain. Like, I've been healing, but still taking hits and still having to heal. Like, it's like you break your ankle playing ball, and then you think your ankle's healed, and you break it again, and you break the same ankle. You know how when you get a sprain, like, the sprain never fully heals, and you often get injuries in the same place that you already sprained? That's kind of what 2021 was giving. And honestly, 2019 to 2021, it was just like hit after hit. And this year, I'm ready to heal. And heal, not just healing like, okay, I know that I'm going to, like, healing peacefully. Healing with ease. I'm tired of everything just being, nothing is set in stone. So it don't matter what you're trying to do, babes. I know that sometimes it seems hard to make our dreams come true, especially when you got big dreams. Like, low-key, I want to be Beyonce Jr. Like, I would love, actually, no, I would not want to be Beyonce Jr. That's a lie, because Beyonce, wow, that is my queen. I adore her. I could not imagine living her life. And we're not gonna get into that today. I don't want to talk about that. I just know that that's a lot. And, like, what am I saying, girl? Focus. Nothing is set in stone. So that means that, like, even if you like, how am I gonna be Beyonce? You gotta believe that, you know, nothing is set in stone, and eventually you gonna be Beyonce. You just gotta keep believing, healing yourself, working on yourself, aligning your vision with what it is that you want, and getting on that train and going and becoming Beyonce. You gotta look at the bigger picture, babes. So you might be able to see all of the little things that are keeping you from getting to where you want to be. It's always just like, I got this wrong, I got this wrong, I got that wrong, I got that. But you got to step back and look at all of the work that you've done to even get yourself to this point and see, like, okay, I'm actually much closer to my dreams than I thought I was. you got to give yourself a little bit more credit, because like it's hard. It is hard to really do anything in this world that we live in, mostly because of capitalism and racism, but we're not going to get into that today. It is hard. It is hard to do things. But you got to take a step back and look at the bigger picture and say, okay, this might have gone wrong, but I learned so much from this that now I can take this information that I learned here and move on and do something better. So you got to take a step back and look at how everything that has brought you to this point has gotten you here, and what you can do with everything that you have to propel yourself forward. Okay? Because emotions are running high, and sometimes it's hard to see things clearly. Sometimes when you're feeling very emotional, it's hard to see things clearly. But I heard the song, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. So the mud is clearing. Everything is, becoming clear to us. The vision is actually becoming clearer. I meant to clean my glasses before I started this reading because they're very dirty, but the vision is becoming clearer. That was very corny. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. This is real. This is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Okay? So we're going to close out with some oracle cards. These all have these nice messages on them. I love this deck. This is the Spirit Junkie deck, and these cards are just amazing. I love them so much. I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to show the card itself. It says, it's safe to ask for help. People want to support me. Oh, this one hit. This one hit. Me being a Virgo, one thing I'm not going to do is ask somebody for help. Hello? And I think the biggest issue with me is that I don't trust people to do things the way I want them to be done. So yeah, you have to learn to trust people and learn to have faith in people. Not everybody is a snake, and not everybody's going to let you down. While there are some very snaky people in this world, not everybody's going to let you down. So you have to stop thinking that everybody is out to get you, because they're not, babes. I know a lot of times it feels like people are out to get us. I know. Trust me, I know. But even if there are people in this world that are out to get you and want to, throw dirt on your name and tell you that everything you're doing is wrong, bump them and find the people that do want to help you succeed, because there are people in this world that want to see you be your best self. There's a lot of haters out here, but there's a lot of people out here that really want to help you succeed and want to see you grow and want to see you be great. So find those people and lean on them and pour into them the way they pour into you. Find the people, find your Two of Cups people that pour into your cup the way you pour into theirs. No more one-sided shit in 2022. I'm sorry, I'm cursing, but no more one-sided relationships in 2022. We're all about even give and take, pouring into each other. And bottom of the deck, it says, today I consciously choose to think loving thoughts, take compassionate actions, and bring forth peaceful energy. So I think this is that healing energy that we've been talking about throughout this reading, of healing ourselves so that we can weather the storms within, so that there's more peace around us. You have to be able to control what's going on up here if you want to be able to control what's going on out here. So our last card comes from this Real Talk Affirmations deck. I got this off Etsy, and I really, really like this deck, even though it's very small. The messages in this deck are always on point for me. And I was really sold when I saw that one of the cards had Beyonce on it. If you can't tell, I love Beyonce. That's my queen. That's my mama. That's my auntie. That's my sis. I'm meant to put Beyonce on my 2021 vision, or my 2022 vision board. Maybe I should make a, no. I made a vision board on canva.com. If you've ever heard of Canva, I made me a vision board. And I really, really love it. But that's not what we're talking about right now. If anybody wants me to do a video on how I made my vision board, I would love to do that. Actually, I might just do it anyway, because why not? We'll see. Anyway, so we got our oracle card. It says protected, and it has, I think this is Florida water. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'm gonna read. So, imagine being washed over by magical waters that cleanse and protect you. Set your intentions and move forward without fear. If you're fully protected, what can stop you? That's right, nothing. What we need to know on this channel is that we are divinely protected, and that no weapons formed against us will ever prosper, baby. That ain't gonna prosper. You are protected. everything you touch turns to gold. Don't worry about what's going to happen because you are divinely protected. You have a whole team of ancestors and benevolent spirits that want to see you be great. They want to carry on their ancestral genes. They want everybody to do great in this world. They're here for you and they're here to protect you, even if you feel so unsafe and so even if you don't feel it physically on this earth or don't see it physically on this earth, just know that there are so many people, so many beings, so many spirits that we can't see, but that are always on our side and always want to make sure that we're safe and secure from all alarms. If you know hymns, like I know hymns, then yes, safe and secure, baby. Leaning on the everlasting arms. Lean on those ancestors because they've gone on for a reason. They're here to help us in this 3D. So lean on the ancestors. Lean on the everlasting arms. These arms, they're here to protect us. God always has his arms wrapped around us. Lean on Jesus, or whatever you equate to be Jesus. Okay, so our last card at the bottom of the deck, we have beauty. The beauty that you recognize in the world is simply a reflection of your own. Take time to appreciate all the beauty inside and out in your life. This is a way of instantly shifting your perspective to one of gratitude. Was I not saying this earlier? You have to see the silver lining in everything. You have to see the beauty in the world around you, to see, see the beauty within, see the beauty without. You have to look at the positive side of things. And I know that not everything is going to be beautiful and positive. Sometimes things just suck. It be like that sometimes, but you have to be able to change your thinking, to be able to focus on the positive so that you can continue to elevate and get a little bit closer to your higher self. So thank you all for tuning into our first Sunday sermon. I'm so excited. Okay, so thank you all for tuning in. I think I put my Cash App in the description. So if you want to put a little something in our virtual offering plate, you're welcome to do so. This was so weird. Oh my God, I'm a YouTuber girly. So let me stop playing with y'all. Thank you so much for tuning into this reading. I pray that the words that were brought to me today were a message for you in any way, whether that was insight, clarity, or just a good chuckle, girl. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a blessed week, a blessed 2022. We're gonna have the most amazing year we've ever had. The best is yet to come. If you enjoyed the reading, I need to get into the habit of doing my little outros, but if you enjoyed this reading, make sure you like, comment, share. Ooh, what's gonna be our comment for today? I'm gonna say an emoji, but I can't think of the praise hands. Put the little praise hands emoji or the little amen emoji if you got a message from today, if you feel like you vibing with what I had to say. And I'm gonna let you guys enjoy your Sunday or whatever day you happen to be watching this, because our collective readings here are timeless. So even if you're not watching this at the beginning of 2022, it don't matter when you watch it, because you're gonna get a message from it regardless. So thank you so much for tuning into this reading for our reading for this week. And I hope to see you next Sunday in the congregation for our next Sunday sermon. Thank you. I'll see you guys later. Amen.